As a child, I was a person who went to school and came home like everyone else. A number of things have happened to me, and I'm here to tell you about them.
Can you tell us a little?
We met this boy one day. We were sitting together. We were talking, laughing. We played football and something else. While we were chatting, he was constantly shooting TikTok videos. Then, is there a place where we can shoot TikTok? He asked. I said yes. I took him to the place where the incident happened. We went there, sat. It was around 5 p.m. We sat and chatted for 2.5 hours. We listened to music together. He was going to shoot a video. He shot a video but didn't publish. Then I said to him that at 7:30 p.m. something very good will happen here. He thought that we will meet with our friends and we will drink alcohol together. Time was almost 7:30. I took my knife straight out of my pocket. I stabbed him from his neck first, then to the back, arm, leg. I was stabbing all over his body, 16 stabs. After that, I beat him a little and threw him from the roof. I looked back at the scene, then walked away. My goal was killing him, so I stabbed him from his neck first. He didn't tell me, but he understood because he had seen the knife before. That's why he wrote to a few people, "Gets me out of here." But by the time they arrived, it was too late. When I stabbed the knife into his neck, I didn't feel a thing. Normally, I was going to stab his stomach. When I stabbed his stomach, I thought he wouldn't die. He might survive. After that, I thought about his heart. I said, it might hit the bone, it can be saved again. So I chose neck. I stabbed him from there. He tried to speak, but he couldn't. He was speechless because his throat was pierced. After that, he tried to escape. I didn't let him go. What I did, to be honest, I watched him die a little bit. When I saw him lying on the ground like that and covered in blood, I left there. Then I went to McDonald's for a hot chocolate. If I had killed him with a gun, there would have been a sound. I wouldn't be able to find the hive that fell to the ground in that dark either, because at first I wasn't thinking of surrendering. So I killed him with a knife. There was a well which is 25 meters deep where I killed him. I could throw him there, maybe 20 years, maybe 30 years later, they would find their bones. Or right in front of me, there was a swamp. If I had thrown it onto it, the swamp would have dried up maybe 100 years later. I don't think it will even last until that time. I have planned this for 5 years. I waited to kill him. We haven't met in 5 years. When we met, I always behaved well for 13 days. I kept my distance. I killed him after 13 days. After throwing him off the roof, he stood up and pretended to run, hold his neck for 15 or 20 meters. He went in front of the cars, trying to ask for help. I thought he wasn't dead. I was just coming behind him, but he suddenly fell to the ground. Thinking he was dead, I turned around and left the place. I didn't get any blood on me. Normally, the day and time didn't matter, but I was sure to kill, so I waited that long. I felt like the time was right that day. I hid the knife somewhere in there, where the incident happened. There were some nice hiding spots I knew. I cleaned the knife completely and hid it there. I left there too. Like I said, after the incident, I went to McDonald's for a hot chocolate. I just sat there for a while and chatted with people, smoked, etc. I talked to a few people and they said surrender, you'll get a discount or something. Then I said, alright, I'll give it a shot. I went home, called the police myself and surrendered. I called and said, I am the murderer. Which police station should I go to? Wait, we're coming to get you, he said. I waited. 22 cops came to pick me up. They entered our house and sat down. They did not have a bad approach to me, they behaved well. We wrote statements together and they helped a little. I had a knife collection also, I love knives. I always collecting them. I had all kinds of knives. Whether it's bent knives or licensed knives, I had it all. They compare me to the Joker because I have a big mouth. A little bit comes from there too, so I like knives so much. That's why they always call me Joker or something like that, because I love knives. When I went to court, I was on good terms with prosecutors and judges. I mean, they treated me well, never had a bad approach. They listened very carefully and commented about the incident. I got my best punishment. Honestly, I can't give an answer to his family, can't say a word. After all, as much as I hate his children, I have endless respect for his family. I just shut up. I will say the things he did. Of course, his mother won't believe, but this is the truth after all. My greed is still not gone, because he said a lot of big words. It still touches you badly. Even if I see mutual friends, I immediately think of it. Makes me more angry. So my greed is not gone. I would like to meet in the other world with him and ask for revenge there as well.
What did he say to you that made you angry enough to kill someone?
He cursed the disease in the family. Some blasphemy. I'm 20 years old. I didn't know my father for 20 years. I didn't hear his voice or anything. I don't know. My sister died before I was born. She was 2 years old. That's just how it started. The boy always cursed them. For displaying such blasphemy, I committed murder, killed him. It was a very strange childhood and it still continues. He said to me, I am your father. I am your lost father. You are my son, and I raped and killed your sister. This is how he cursed, and I waited him to came. What he said was not easy. I couldn't let a person I see every day say that way. He went somewhere, for example. What he said will always come to my mind, will be stuck.
Do you think you are a villain?
To me, I'm not, because I'm not someone who constantly fights with people out of nowhere. When someone looks at me, I'm not the type to make an argument by saying what are we looking at, or I'm not the type to start a fight. If someone comes and says I'll beat you up, as long as nobody pushes me too hard, I don't do anything unless it hits my veins too much. I don't think so, but I'm a villain to a lot of people.
Do you ever liken the person you killed to someone outside?
Yes, I do. I don't feel a thing. I say it's okay. It's over now and trust it to God. But when I see someone who is looking like him, I say to myself, is he still alive and not dead? It's like paranoia.
Worried that someone will kill you with a knife the same way you killed him?
No, I'm not worried actually, because we will all die one day. There's no way we can escape from it, so I have no worries. Everyone's destination is underground anyway. I say this is my destiny. This is how I die. You can't run away. You can't hide even if you want to.
When you see the photos of the person you killed, how do you feel?
How do you feel? To be honest, I don't feel anything. I don't have feelings, emotions, nothing in me. He shamed himself.
Have you ever been to the place where you killed the person afterwards?
I went. Yes, I went many times. I don't feel anything when I see there. I always say, it happened here. I wish I hadn't left the body here. Maybe they wouldn't have found it.
What's the prison like?
Prison is very difficult for some, epic death for some, and fun for others.
Did you have any hope of evacuation?
Before I was sentenced, I thought that I would go out before I was at least 30 years old. But when I went to court and heard about 10 years, it came as a surprise to me. It sounded like good news. I was very happy. Again, I was saying that I took 10 years. I couldn't leave early. I left too early, so it was very nice. I didn't normally have any hope of release, but since everything was clear after the last court, the time passed very quickly. My closed sentence is now over. I'm out due to COVID clearance because I'm in open jail.
What did you do first when you got out of prison?
The door opened. They called my name. Pack your things, they said. We will pick you up at 6 p.m. They called me at 1 p.m. Those 5 hours never passed. I spent 3 years inside. It was very comfortable, but those 5 hours never pass. When you're in jail, you make plans, thinking you'll do anything when you get out. You think about them all. It's always on your mind, but when you leave, nothing you said comes to mind. It's like you're born again. You can't think of anything, something like that. You are looking around. It's a very nice feeling. Everything had changed a lot when I got out of prison. It made me feel so good. I went straight to surprise my family. They had no idea. They got emotional and started crying straight away. My mother came running, hugged tightly. She cried all the time. Cried for 1 or 2 hours approximately. Wrapped up for 1 hour. Said, "We'll go from here. I don't want to lose you again. Now I have a job. I don't do anything besides that. I'm wandering around. I'm the kind of person who always hangs out at night. I used to hang out with my friends, but now I have no one, so I have to go alone. On one hand, it gives me peace of being alone. It's very sad actually, but peace is good, yes. Being in peace.
What do you see when you look at the mirror?
Murderer. Sometimes a good feeling, sometimes a very bad thing. You can't go out with people, you can't meet, can't talk. People around me are treating me like an alien from outer space right now. It makes me a little sad, breaks my heart. I feel weird when I'm alone. I think I'm a very emotional, very friendly, very funny person. For example, I never had such free time before because I had friends. Everyone used to call me. One day another friend of mine would call to meet. The other day someone else would call to hang out, to chat, to do activities. After I went to jail and got out, there was no one left. Now, people change their ways when they see me. When I try to chat, they make excuses and leave.
Is there anything you want to add?
No, thank you. I just don't want people to misunderstand me.
Friends, see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.